Is the Zepbound box that it comes in. At the top here, you're gonna have these instructions will be at the tip top of your box. And then here is that purple diagram of the 3 different spots you wanna put your injection. Near your belly button, the top of your thigh, and the back of your arm. Another person should give you the injection in the back of your arm. And then when you take the pen out, they come in the 4-pack like this. You simply just take your pen out. Now your pens are gonna be different than mine. Mine are 15 milligrams. The starting dose is 2.5 milligrams. You're simply gonna take this gray base cap off. Your gray base cap off. And then so that part of it is exposed. That is an actual needle in here. And there's also glass. So you wanna be mindful, obviously, to be sensitive of that. Then the next step is there is a locked and unlock. Simply just twist this over. It is now unlocked. The needle is ready to go in there. You'll notice in here that you can see liquid in there. That is okay. As long as your pen has not been frozen, you're good. If your pen is frozen, you will need to throw it away. And I've done other videos which will talk about room temperature settings and all the hot and cold of it. So now I'm gonna pick one of my 3 locations to go ahead and do. I simply will take the pen, press it against that location. For example, if I was doing near my stomach, I always, even though I've been doing this for 15 months, still look at the picture every single time to figure out approximately where my belly button is versus where the injection is. I press it against my skin and I hold it and it's gonna click. I'm not gonna lift up my shirt because I feel uncomfortable doing that. Like, all you do is literally press it against your skin, hold the button, the plunger down, it's gonna click, it's gonna go. And then you're gonna hold it and count to yourself for 10. So I count to 10 Mississippi. And then you're a second. And it sounds just like that, it's a sound. And I'm gonna play it in the next one so you know at least what the sound sounds like. And then you just remove it from your skin and then put it into your sharps container. If you do not have a sharps container, I will link one down on my Amazon shopping list. It's my Mounjaro Amazon shopping list down below because you need to dispose of it properly in your state. So I've got my plunger all set to go. I'm gonna do it on my stomach. I followed the instructions with that picture and now I'm just gonna press it. Here's the sound. 1, 2, and then it just clicked again. And now I'm done. That was it. That was the clicking. I have slight blood red, like a slight blood stain. If you have blood, great. If you don't, great. I had already pre-wiped down with my alcohol pad, my injection site, and I will link down those alcohol pads down on my Mounjaro shopping list too. Go ahead and I put the gray cap back on. I don't know if that matters or not. I just certainly, I do. And then I put this in my sharps container and then I go track. I would encourage you, one of my biggest regrets over the last 15 months as of right now of taking Mounjaro and Zepbound was not tracking where I put my injection, the time of day I took my injection, and side effects I had off of that particular shot, and when I start to feel the effects. So when I start to feel that appetite suppression or any sort of side effects, how much time has gone by. So I'm gonna note on my tracking sheet, I've got a free side tracker or a free tracking sheet down on countessofshopping.com, my website, all things from Mounjaro, Zepbound, WEGOVY, and GLP-1 medications. I have a tracker, would encourage you print that free tracker out and you can write it down. If you wanna keep it in your phone, keep a note. I would make notes though. It's really important that you track that because as you go up, for example, to 15 milligrams, I know exactly out of those 3 injection site locations, which one is the best. Which one is the best for me to do? And for me, I get the most side effects and also the greatest weight loss on the back of my arm. The one where I really don't have any side effects is my stomach, which is what I just did today. And then my thigh is in the middle. It's kind of like the in-between one. But tracking that, I would never know that information if I hadn't tracked it because everybody's body is different. In my free Mounjaro and Zepbound and WEGOVY weight loss encouragement group, thousands of people are in it and have thousands of different answers as to what works best for them. So you, my friend, are gonna need to figure out what works really well for you for your injection. I would also encourage on that tracking sheet is to make sure that you are also rotating that injection. One of the biggest mistakes and greatest regrets that I have is that I did not rotate my injection before I titrated it up on a dose. So changing those sites, those 3 injection sites, why did I not change it? Like I was too afraid to do the back of my arm, I think until 7 or 8 months into taking Mounjaro. That was a mistake. It was a big regret I had. I wish I had tried doing it before I went up to Mounjaro 5 milligrams, 7.5 milligrams. I wish I had done that because I probably wouldn't be on the highest dose. There's nowhere else for me to go. I'm at the max ceiling, I'm at the max cap. If I'm not having appetite suppression, which some weeks I don't. This is where the train ends for now until a higher amount comes out. So take from my example, take from take my regret of it, and make sure you rotate. Make sure you rotate your injection site, because for me, I probably would have at least bought me a few more months. In the grand scheme of things, does that really matter? I don't know. But in the short term, yes, several months. Could it have been 3, 4, 5 months of not hitting the 15 milligrams point? Probably. And in making permanent lifestyle changes, which are a requirement, Eli Lilly tells us that we should, I guess not a requirement, but absolutely should, for physical activity and food changes. That's really important to get those down. And I wish I had done that sooner, because I could have worked on that a little bit better too, I think, before titrating up. So that is how you do a Zepbound injection and a Mounjaro injection. It's really simple. Put these away. If you do have children, or if you live with elderly or with neurodivergent folks, I actually do put these into a separate refrigerator, so that way no one has access to it. In my normal household, my 8-year-old son knows, do not touch it. So pull out, it's the deli meat drawer, do not touch that drawer. But when we travel for vacation, we have a vacation coming up, I bought one of those small refrigerators, and that's where these will go, so no one else will have access to my medication. I mean, they feasibly would if I came into my room on our vacation home, but they wouldn't have access like a communal refrigerator. So if you have a communal refrigerator, that may not be a bad thing to purchase. You just want to make sure that your pens don't freeze. A frozen pen, you need to throw it away. These can be not refrigerated for up to 21 days. Would I want to test that? Probably not, because Eli Lilly tells us it can go for up to 21 days, but why would I want to not have the optimal medication, for me personally? But for sure, freezing, game over. You don't want this to freeze. And that clicking sound, it's not like a, it was a sound. It's a very distinct sound. But once you hear it and you know it, and you're like, oh, okay, that's what that popping, that clicking, that sound is, and then to take it off. But I count to 10 Mississippi. On the back of my arm, I have my hot husband do it for me, and he will say, I'm now removing the pen off of your arm. So I know with the back of my arm that it's not gonna go off accidentally, or he'll do a countdown like 3, 2, 1, and then he'll hit the plunger. And then when he's taking it off, he'll go 1, 2, 3, and then take it off the back of my arm. So back here. I've done it once before myself, and it didn't, I put it in the wrong spot. So, and these pens are expensive, and I don't want to waste them anymore, so he administers for me. Some people in our free encouragement group have talked about how they do it by themselves. They use a chair with it. I've never personally done that, but in my free group, they have talked about that. Things I do on day 0, day 1, day 2 of my injection are a couple of things. One, I always, and I don't like to use superlatives, but always have an LMNT electrolyte the day before my shot, the day of my shot, and the day after my shot. And then intermittent, you know, usually I have another one every day. But some days I don't, but for sure on day 0, 1, and 2. So the day before, the day of, the day after. And I will mix this with 40 ounces of water, which is more than what LMNT tells me to. I just like doing that. The electrolytes for me have kept my Mounjaro side effects at bay. How do I know that? Tracking. I've tracked it where I have taken my LMNT electrolytes and where I've not taken my LMNT electrolytes. And I've had more profound side effects by not taking LMNT, so I choose to take LMNT because it has magnesium, potassium, and sodium. The potassium negates the sodium on there. If you're worried about that, talk to your own healthcare provider. These are simply what works well for me, and as always, this is never, anything I talk about is never medical advice, simply my own experience, strength, and hope. And that is one I always take. In addition, I've really gotten into taking magnesium, and I recently switched over to their, they have sleep supplements that are non-addictive. They're awesome. But the magnesium in particular, I had been taking a different magnesium to help with weight loss, anxiety, sleeping, and just overall wellness. And I switched to this one. I switched off the old brand because it has 7 different types of magnesium in it. And they also have a great sleep supplement too that's really, really beneficial. So typically I am fatigued with my Mounjaro injection and Zepbound injection. And so this is usually helpful, the sleep supplement for sure. On day 1 and day 2, I'm usually very tired. So I usually do not need help with that sleep supplement, but I will take that on other days. The other things that I'm really focused on are my protein. I will not on day 1 day 2, and sometimes day 3, hit my protein goal, which is 100 to 120 grams of protein per day because of the muscle loss with Mounjaro weight loss and Zepbound weight loss. That's not just for Mounjaro or for Zepbound, it's in general. But I use a Ninja Creamy to get protein in. I am obsessed. I do need to cut this piece off because that will break my Ninja Creamy. I will link down below my favorite Ninja Creamy. And there's a couple of other things that I recommend with those too, that having through trial and error. I love using Biocare. It's protein drink supplements. They're made especially for people on semaglutide, so that's WEGOVY and Ozempic, and tirzepatide, Mounjaro, and Zepbound. I love these because it's an easy 20 grams of protein for these, and they have chocolate and mixed fruit. I've got discount codes for all of these products linked down below as well. Super, super helpful for me. Particularly when I was just starting Mounjaro, but even now, like having been on it for 15 months, these are like my foundations and tried and true. And many of you have asked with 83-pound weight loss, do I have loose skin? And I say, yes, I do. And that is even with intermittent fasting, particularly on my thighs and my stomach. I have a lot of loose skin. Eventually I will have loose skin surgery. I'm still on my 100-pound weight loss journey, so I'm not there yet. But I use this loose skin cream. I'm obsessed with it. I bought it with my own money. I highly recommend it. I will link it down in the description link below. It is a confidence builder. It's not gonna change my loose skin, but it certainly helps, and it helped me last summer to be able to wear a bathing suit and shorts for the first time. I hadn't worn shorts in decades, and so this was really helpful for me. It helped with my confidence. Still have that loose skin, but it did help. And I recommend before using it, there's a new scrub that I have bought. I tested several different pre-scrubs, and my favorite one is Bomdia, which I will also link down below too. I use that in advance before I put the cream on, and it's really helpful. So make sure you run and go ahead and get my Mounjaro weight loss success checklist on countessofshopping.com, and also in the description link below, my free gift to you. I have over 50 plus articles on countessofshopping.com to help you, a free encouragement group, over 200 free videos here on YouTube to help you with your journey. Take my lessons. You can take my lessons, but not my scars of the past 15 months of what I've learned taking GLP-1 medication. And this is an encouraging space. So feel free to join my free group. If for some reason you get caught in the spam filter of that, just shoot me an email. If you're not approved immediately, it could very well be because you're flagged as a spammer. So just shoot me an email, which is in the description link below too. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. Click that like and subscribe button, and check out my Mounjaro Amazon shopping list also down on the description link too. I'll see you next time, friends. Bye, guys.